We are Andrea and Christian. We left our life in Switzerland behind to explore the world with our dog Nacho in our Land Rover Defender, Willy. Our first goal, conquer the Pan American Highway, spanning 30,000 kilometers from Alaska to Argentina. Join us as we battle through 14 countries, extreme climates, uncharted deserts, dense rainforests, and towering mountains.
After crossing the border into Alaska, we are headed to our next destination, which is the historic town of Skagway. Now, if that name rings a bell, you're not mistaken. Skagway has quite a legendary past. Back in 1896, Skagway was at the heart of the Klondike Gold Rush, a frenzy that drew thousands to the wilds of the Yukon. This town wasn't just a pit stop, it was the gateway to the goldfields. Nestled between rugged mountains, Skagway served as a major port for hopeful miners and adventurers. Skagway was named after the Skagway River, which the Tlingit people originally named. It means to the flats, reflecting the river's wide open spaces. There were two main routes to the Klondike, the White Pass Trail and the Chilkat Trail. These weren't your typical hiking paths. They were grueling, treacherous, and involved crossing steep mountains passes. Picture this. Each person had to carry a year's worth of supply. About 2,000 pounds. That meant hauling flour, beans, bacon, and other essentials up and down those rugged trails. The Klondike Gold Rush, which lasted from 1896 to 1899, transformed Skagway from a sleepy outpost into a bustling hub. People from all walks of life, including even the mayor from Seattle, who left his job behind, converged onto this town in search of fortune. Today, the Gold Rush might look different from how it did in 1896. But William Moore, Skagway's founder, dreamed of grand sailing ships arriving at the port, and that dream has certainly come true.
To find the campsite, we're heading towards Dyea, another key starting point for the journey to the Klondike. Dyea was less developed than Skagway and situated closer to the Chilkat Trail. While it was once a bustling hub for gold seekers, it eventually faded into obscurity as Skagway's infrastructure grew. Today, Dyea stands for more of a ghost town. The misty, foggy campsite adds a mysterious touch, making it feel like the past is still lingering here. Since we booked our ferry to Haines online for the next day, but never received the confirmation, we decided to visit the port and track down our missing confirmation. It seems like it might have gone off on its own Gold Rush adventure. Fortunately, we managed to get a spot to the ferry for the next day. So, we headed back to the camp spot we discovered yesterday. But first, we decided to check out the old Gold Rush graveyard in Dyea.
The next morning, we set out in search of gold. Though it turned out to be more of a fool's gold adventure. Still, it was a blast hunting for it. We then headed to the ferry, where we enjoyed a sunny little lunch before boarding. Alaska Marine. We are going on a ferry in Alaska. Once we arrived in Haines, we cruised to the charming town and picked up a local beer. Unfortunately, we couldn't pay for the beer because of an ATM failure and not enough cash on hand. But the people working there were so kind and just gave us the beer. After Haines, we drove through the Chilkat River Valley and found a spot for the night, settling at the boat dock deep in the wilderness. And we weren't alone. A few bald eagles decided to join us too.
We crossed back into Canada the next day and stumbled upon one of our top 3 favorite camping spots here. But honestly, to drive to get there was worth it, all on its own. Just look at this view. The changing light made this place even more remarkable. Sure, we had a few mosquitoes, but after all this time in Canada, we're starting to get used to them. And then we had some visitors, some small birds. And if someone knows what kind of birds they are, please let us know in the comments. Google was not so helpful.
We spent 2 incredible days at this epic spot before we had to leave. The thought of driving that amazing road again was enough to dry our tears and put a smile on our faces. And that's a wrap for today, but the adventure is just getting started. Next, we are heading to Haines Junction, where we'll discover the most incredible camping spot on this road, tackle plenty of river crossings, and still be waiting for our packages. So stay tuned for all the fun. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're enjoying the journey and want to stick around for more, hit that subscribe button and join us for the next chapter of our wild ride. See you next time!